me, Josephine Freeman.
Good day and welcome to the program Midday Show, where they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. I am Jaffa Mans Davis for this edition, and remember, say we're still there on the internet on www.radiodemocracy.sl. Like all the time inside the program, we get plenty news, information, newspaper headline, entertainment. So stay with me for the next 1 hour inside the program Midday Show. And for you to listen to it from wherever to get it from, members, you can able to be part of the program by where you go use the number 077-981-981. The number again, 077-981-981. For add the voice to the different thing them, what would you look at inside this edition? Or you can join the conversation on social media through Radio Democracy Facebook and YouTube page. Also, you can get the opportunity for use the comment section for ask questions, make your point, and be part of the discussion when they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. Today, we focus on discussion, family. If you just join me, we examine the vision and objective behind the Root initiative. Waiting a Root, waiting and they do, and how long they don't operate, and waiting they want for achieve, and how they want for contribute to national development. You're going to know inside this edition of the program. But for we talk more on this initiative, we get the strategy reform circle member for Root, Ahmed Said Nasrallah, in the studio. Good afternoon, and welcome to this edition of the program. Okay, plenty thank you. Yes, plenty thank you for joining me today inside this edition. Continue for still tweet. We will come back to you, and now we will go and take we first issue this time. We will go outside the Director of Climate Change, now the Environment Protection Agency, Emmanuel Tambanyake, say the briquette where people don't they produce for waste go help reduce the way how some people they cut stick in the forest and burn charcoal. Well, we reporter Sonia Mel get more on this and gonna report.
Deforestation is one big challenge where the country they face, as most people depend on biomass gas where they come out from the forest forget energy for cook. As some people don't they cut stick them in the forest, particularly at the National Peninsula Park, for burn charcoal, where that don't lead to plenty environment challenge them like pollution and flooding. But this being said, we don't see private business them. They bring idea for help governments address them challenge here for protect the environment and provide livelihood for people them, like waste to charcoal production, for help make cooking easy, clean and quick. Now for sake of this make, Radio Democracy, go waka, now we own charcoal production factory na Songo. Usai, the manager for we own charcoal, Mohamed Jallo, starts for explain more about how they get this waste for make them briquettes here.
Some of them waste product they are na sawdust, coconut kanda, banga kanda, rice dust, and the ordinary grass. We can use this for make charcoal water. We've been talk with City Council, say we want to help the country for the clean Sierra Leone. So then be able to give certain locations then, outside them can go deposit. For example, the coconut kanda, like the sawdust, we can see say then carpenter then where they done for use and they can easily dump or put fire. Again, this fire can cause problem. So we go talk to them say as from now on, we are not burn this. We can come and clear all this dust. We go to and for now. Likewise, the coconut, we go to where the kanda for now. So now through this, we can able get another point there.
Mohamed Jallo also take me through the process whether they use for making them briquettes here.
Any side where the coconut shells they when a dump, where they go collect or help for clean the city without another factory. This is an example of this coconut shell. And we get process what we call carbonization process. This carbonization process, we use skin when a big oven in the behind of the building. Then we can use drums. We can use this for carbonizer. And this carbonizer, a get process where it work with centigrade and Fahrenheit. But now where we go learn them and process and now we sabi how for burn them. And from there, when we don't burn them, we test them for see if it don't carbonize. We get the temperature gone for see if it don't carbonize. And when it don't carbonize, we count the grinder. Now in the grinder for we, it turn into dust. After that, we'll get something we call the mataudo. Where in safe, now 380 voltage of current. Now in the able turn that mataudo there. Like pot, we put and there now in the cooker for we. And when it don't cook, it follow the conveyor belt. And it can empty now the shaper. Also again for shape for produce the pillow shape. Thousands of shape. Then now ink in common now. We begin the picker now. At times, some of the shape not the accurate, or they return them back for make it go reshape and for make it go accurate. But the one way accurate now, or they put them at the tarpaulin for 1, 2, 3 days for make the shape go accurate. From there now, or they put them now at the oven for dry them for another 4 days. From there now, we can put them at the bag. We get a lot of bags now. We begin with 0.5, where the least somebody can able buy them.
Mohamed Jallo. Same we so talk about some party benefits them, where this idea gets to Motalman well body.
We can't say we sister that we mama them. Now smokeless coal, less ash content, they get heavy fire, they not the dirty pots. So we make in different categories. So anybody in Sierra Leone and beyond can able use this. It begin from 10 leon and 15 pieces of this 10 leon where it don't dry. You can able cook it and rest in plazas, you hot the coal. Tomorrow back, you cook rest in plazas, you warm water, the coal London.
For no more but the impact where waste to charcoal initiative gets for the environment, I been also talk to the Director of Climate Change, now the Environment Protection Agency, Emmanuel Tambaniaka, where we get this for say.
And that would be an absolute solution. Because if you transform waste, then it depends. You look at the type of waste. We will take like biomedical waste for produce charcoal. And obviously not possible and not visible because you will be creating a lot of problems. If you look at the NDC, there is a policy, a measure where we put the way say we want to transform waste to energy. And we calculate how much greenhouse gas the country will be able to avoid if we go into that. And so if people don't begin get the technical know-how for converting waste and to energy where we'll reduce deforestation. I believe so one, it help we for contribute to the fight against climate change. Then also it reduce pollution because you get some what you can say co-benefits as compared to the charcoal where would they use.
Emmanuel Tambaniaka and for call on people them for tap for the cut take them na the forest for burn charcoal and also encourage people them for embrace this new initiative when are the waste from charcoal production. As he say, through that, we go help for protect the environment from Tinder with the hamburger. For the Society for Radio Democracy, Mina Sonia Bell, the report.
Well, from that report today, we'll come back to the studio and start the discussion. But if you just join me, Fambul, remember say today we focus on discussion, we examine the vision and objective behind the Roots Initiative. And today we get a strategy reform circle member from the Roots Initiative, when Ahmed Said Naziala, for able to talk more on this. And so good afternoon again and welcome to the program. Now, we will talk about Roots Initiative. What is it about?
Thank you very much. First of all, I don't know what Roots means. Roots, R-O-O-T-S. Hello? Okay. Look, first of all, let me know what in. Lo know what roots mean first. ROOTS. It mean running out of time. The R mean running, the first O mean out, the other O na off, the T na time, and the S na saloon. So it means say we they run out of time and there is an urgency for take necessary action we want to take as a nation, as people, and also you get the imagery of them where they tell you say we want to look at the roots of the problem. And so basically roots na an initiative what we call a citizen-led movement. Not a political party, not to NGO, not to project. Na a citizen-led movement who non-partisan who want for we comprise of a number of CSOs them and individual members them who get concerned about the way we practice politics as alone. Say politics will divide we, politics will not the unite we, they also not the address we everyday lives as Sierra Leoneans them. So that's why that's why we come. So we say this is not the time now from 1961 we got independence to now we still the government with the same problems them. Nothing to change. And so it's time for the citizens to come together from all divides, not just SAPP, APC, whether you're north or south or east or west, you come out, whether you're a journalist, you're a policeman, you're a soldier man, you're a small, you're a young person, you're a big person, we all come together and actually say we create a platform which we all they try for address and talk about salon problems and do three things them. One thing, the first one, I make sure say we all the leaders into account, the one who they elect as leaders them, we all into account. Because we elect them. So when we elect them, before they come, we elect them, they don't come promise something to be seen and so they can do one for address, one for be president, one for take over the reins of government, and we go to so them. So responsible citizens them need for follow that one day and whether they elect you and follow you and make sure say the thing that we promise for do you do that. If you don't do them, they get right for ask you what's it making you able to do this and you explain to them and we see how to address them. The second one, for make sure say we promote community-led initiative then. That yourself, the citizen, you take a responsibility, not just the politician, but the one that we elect. Yourself as a citizen, all the communities, and the communities, each community gets its own specific problem or challenge with the amboguna. So when I say forget an initiative, when they come together, we say, okay, this year, if we say do it for government not get the resources for doing right now, or government get for doing, and not get that plan for doing right now. It will take years for doing, and we the inconvenience we. So we'll come together, we find way of address them, put resources together, find idea, and get support and address that initiative. So we call them community-led initiative. The third one, now for make sure say we encourage the one who they lead, we put pressure on them for make sure say they address the economic well-being of every day of the citizens them, and also ensure say they get the service delivery very effective, health, water supply, electricity, education, agriculture, other things. So those are the three things they try for address. And when they do the approach, okay, we have asked a question.
Yes, before we come and go into the approach and things like that, you don't talk about running out of time salon initiative, and the meaning of food. But then a lot of things don't they happen. When that one event where what really happen where put this set of group of people them where they into this initiative or say we need this kind of initiative for begin push on certain issues.
Well, not to one event actually. Okay. The way they see the politics, they go. They don't talk over every election as we see. Every election, the election is about the north south divide, north and northwest south east divide. Always APC, SADP, the two traditional parties they will get. The agenda always in the elections na division and loyalty to the party and loyalty to the candidate there, and not actually in terms of policy or issue-based politics. Who you get people like come and talk to you, campaign on issues and encourage people. Most times they go, you go give something to people and they vote for you because of that. And later they go humble. Say, hey, we so far, this not the happen, that not the happen. So that's what they happen for long, from independence. All the government they we don't get, not just the two party there. And so yes, we see and say it's about time. There must be a time we put them together. So let us stop that. But if you say what they do individually, we're not able. If one says to say you put a situation on this tier on governance, the one they on human rights, that they on the law, in their fact, then in the work because all they do you separately. So sitting in a moment we come together, no pull resources together, no come together, no do it collectively. EPCO, SAPPO, and a journalist, policeman, accountant, engineer, student.
So
everybody
this
comes
initiative
together.
gets all sects of people in it.
Yes. You open it to everybody. You open it to everybody.
Before we look at how people go get into the initiative for contributing another one day, how long this initiative don't take?
Well, we just launch officially on Saturday. We don't get a mini launch early this year. We'll just come up with the idea and put it out to the public, invite people in, and people will come, then scrutinize the idea, and say and guide me, tell me, say, hey, this is a good plan, a good initiative, but it did not happen before. Society happen, and what that will show we say, it will happen again between you and so we'll learn from that one day. We'll go back and try to put structures in place to make sure say we insulate ourselves from there until the day we'll be happy to other organizations there with similar objective. So we're happy, they're happy to be. So first that what we're supposed to do. The mini launch, we'll put the idea out, people will come, they talk, they advise we, and we'll go back on the drawing board. And on Saturday now we'll get the actual formal launching of Roots, the ideology, and also the anthem song. And we also launch pilot project them of community initiative demo so people can come up with.
We can't look at how they deal with the pilot project there. But then how possibly be part of this one?
Well, on that day, we will launch Miata Civic Center. We'll be open the platform. I mean, online. You go online and register. We'll tell people to register. So on that day, we get over 5,000 people who register online. And we go share the link on social media and far and wide and begin also on radio so that people go not just there. Anybody with the outside salon people, saloners in the diaspora, and even non-saloners who like salon, who want to see salon the better one, can also join. It's open to everybody. Once you get what they call you register, you get details them, then you're part of the system.
How now going to say we'll come into issues of how an owner want affect. But I'm not going to show say this kind of large number everybody in voice had and the vision of the initiative no balance and feel like say all man they play a role.
Yes, well we get two-way approach. Like I tell you, the first one at the community level. The community level, the members then they come, the community people, ordinary people, they come because everybody come from the community. So the challenge you say, if you want full salon change, you first be the change. If you didn't, it's idea so you be the change there. It's this studio. If you didn't police, you be the change of the police. If you any side you be the change there. So that are the community initiative done there. So when the community, the challenge you have to come up with initiative them for address the problems them of our community.
We're not going to monitor on that.
Yes, now we're telling you of a counter forward. We're telling you of a counter for the counter. We go for what we call ambassadors there from the community there. So when they come together, when I discuss, when I say, okay, this now challenge we get there. This now the proposal we want to do follow our address up. When I come to we sit down, we look at them because inside the roots we get what we call the strategic reform circle. When the core members them, like we say with and when we they coordinate and try to provide advice and direction for the larger population. And so we look at them, we advise you say, okay, this is fine initiative, but enough feasible right now. We go feasible, so we talk to them, we brainstorm, then we agree on something. Then once we agree, now all the work back together for finding money for ensure we implement them and monitor them and ensure it's sustainable. That's not the community that put down. So they challenge the community, come up with ideas, come up with initiatives. So if we say, if we now come together, we work together, raise the fund for them, it will address a concern of our community. It can be health, it can be road, it can be water supply, it can be electricity, it can be anything. Then the other one, now at the national level now, we saw with the core members, the SRC and the CSOs, now advocacy, evidence-based advocacy. So not just they can talk about, if we want to talk about the light business, or we want to talk about the mining sector, or we want to talk about the ports, or we want to talk about education, or we want to talk about the prison. When those kind of programs talk about with the research first, get the evidence, and know who side the gap day and who side the talent day, and put out a position paper with recommendations to government. We would expect say all the CSOs them would be part of the program and the people will talk about that and ensure say government take action because now in the interest of the government. We will review them and say, no, this tier what government signs or for example, this contract the government signs with this company, you know they help we. You know what I mean? You know they help we with the laws as a country. So law review them, engage parliament, engage the relevant authorities. They can say then go back and look at and do something will benefit the country. That's at the national level and the approach. So we take issue by issue. No, the kind of go biggest kata. We defend one issue first. If we say then at the turning issue for the country, they will try for research them, get the evidence, and that evidence they will get nowadays now to do the advocacy, the support of the community and the other CSOs there.
Yes. Now, in you talk about on an objective. You say on a one for all government accountable. This one, advocacy and also community-led initiative. Where you don't talk about it, community then can start up with some ideas. Then. Now, the question is how this initiative go and show say, even with the ambassador on a set with different communities. Then, the community-led initiative not support corruption. Now, for example, the question I ask, we get different communities that we get. Strong perception, but heads will command them way when they no get lights. If they say as part of the right or the GST when they pay for me, they can fix her. Heads could tell them say money no did. It could take months before they get light, and so then go for get their money to themselves for letting able to get the service quick. By the same heads will command the way, and then they go out the tools and things that they can done. Where you watch that one day, na corruption. But again, now like what you say, community-led initiative, not waiting for government for let something happen. How are we not going to say in times like this, or with the initiative don't they, it not support corruption?
Yeah, well, yes, exactly. That's a part of we ethical guidelines and that we not support anything with a corrupt practice, and that we not to any initiative down there for pay EDSA. The officials the way they control for provide light for we go pay them for go bribe them for they give light. That's not the initiative that they. So they encourage themselves from the start. So everything what they put to ANPA and what they support now original ideas them initiative them would come from the community independently. You don't need to go bribe government. Government get responsibility for address them, but because government not get the resources for do them, maybe we say we come halfway and government say how they come halfway. So this photo reduce enough for complement government efforts and make sure we address the issues them as community level. But the other one with the national level now with the whole government to account. Would they say government if you don't promise you will do so, and now we don't do research, these are the data, these are the facts that this study work for we. No need for review them, go back to the drawing board and review them. That's the national approach to the advocacy. So Root not go support the kind of initiative then because we not say not to good initiative for the community and it not be sustainable. Because they don't get the money for doing then they get the light. You know what I mean? And now the same people now we call by the same people who for the light now we talked about. So then with the exposure, we're not going to encourage that kind of initiative then.
Okay.
So and now all get for do them together. Because if you step down, if the citizen not making support down there, then instead support the system. So we get to call the role of citizens in national development. So not only look at the politician, we also look at you, the citizen. What are your role? You should get a role for play. Because what we do for the launching, we also get feedback and perspective from politicians on both divides. We go to them, ask them, what do you think is the problem in a salon? What do you think is the solution? What do you know as politician? What do you feel is the role of citizens in national development for help the politician for achieve the plans they want to get for the country? They all talk, and they almost all talk the same things. There shall be the problem, there shall be the solution, and they emphasize citizens for being responsible and play their part for ensure we push along to the next level. So that's the way you talk about not a good thing about citizens for begin to encourage corruption because they want to get the facilities. They don't mind. We don't put money like we there, light. No, find a way to get sustainable light. And the kind of now we try for push forward. Okay,
continue for still three inside the program in Nimna Ahmed Said Nazala, ideal today represents Roots Initiative in part of the strategic reform circle team and for the Roots Initiative, and today they are for telling more about this initiative and waiting at them plans them for impact the society. The program midday show they continue. Now they take another issue. This time we go inside the chief operation Namaki International Betting Company, Westford Bonds Coca say because Mercury International don't build confidence with people who can play Mercury, make Boku people don't involve Mercury game. Westford Coca talk this way one lucky winner wins 690 million Old Leons check to Leslie Prince Coca now one per Mercury the office na Walpole Street. We report our friend Jana been part of this and we put this.
Mercury International na betting company wey dey na salon wey dey deal with sport, lotto, virtual game and online betting service na salon. Mercury International don dey help salon people with couple by way how dem can play and win. Na for sake of this make Mercury International hand over one check to one man wey name Leslie Prince Coker wey win 690 million old leons.
One of the things that we glad for, Boku people they participate. You see the truck they go out morning, sometime, even in game they are with the show. All now for we encourage more people to participate. So people in the play, and we believe say God willing somebody go win them. With that person they go we put her into good use, because again what you want to let the person no win them, then not put her into good, be good example for future people. We want make the person we win them, he put her into good use. And I believe say this is not the beginning, not the first one, definitely will be the last. And we will look into other mode, but we believe say now one way down for empower Sierra Leonean them, empower young people, empower people that really play.
That's not the voice of the Chief Operation Officer, Braceforth Bonds Coker. They explain but how about people don't they take part for play Mercury in a salon. Braceforth Bonds Coker carry on for talk about the confidence where people get for play, because them believe say where them win then they get their money.
So when once they don't get confidence in Mercury, you say Mercury, I look almost you win, then they gladly for pay you. More people go to play, we self go to get more money, then of course government go to benefit from we profit, we pay tax, and the industry go to go. So now the good thing and about this kind of winning. Also, we want for encourage who that not in the play at all. We some man now you no more you go say hey person don't win this money. Sometimes you lock the now you go be the next person. So we encourage other people outside, one day play, let them come in and begin play. For who that then lost, we play, we no loss or we miss. Some man go play, now one team put me out or two team. Still continue for play, because your luck go come and they far. The more you play, the more you go win. And if you participate, now the only thing you go win. You can't win if you not participate.
When in the talk, the winner for the 690 million old leons, Leslie Prince Coker, talk about the kind of money where he used for play, where he end up for win the kind amount of money.
Okay, I mean, take 25 leons. 20 leons, they go on the teams, then for win outright. Then the 5 leons will go for the teams, then for win first half. So that the 5 leons win. The teams, they all win on first half. I feel pretty good. Everybody must feel pretty good. It means a lot to me, because, me now against Mercury. You understand? We, you na Ponta, we they play against the betting company. You understand? So I win Mercury. Okay. I'm happy. No, I'm a pensioner. I'm the work in England and Canada and Nigeria, Ecuador. I'm the work for care. So I don't work for a few years and then decide for retire and come home.
Leslie Prince Coker end up for encourage people making play, but not to win for make them continue for play, and same way so play with responsibility for the society, for the democracy. Nina Alfrejana, the report.
Well, from that report today, the program Midday Show, they continue, and the fumble, the time from the clock at 12:31. But don't forget, say yourself for the listen to we from wherever to get to from cable for be part of the program by where you go use the number 077-981-981, or you can join the conversation on the Democracy Facebook and YouTube page for be part of this discussion and add a voice to the different team them. What will we talk about inside this edition of the program Midday Show? With this, we'll pause for a short while, take this break. When we come back, we continue the program.
No matter who you be, let me make salon and a big. No lose where you follow, no follow. Who say you go to foot and a big. No matter where you go, let me make salon and a big. No lose where you follow. Salon de well, yes, not true, but make no left for so. for the better of Salone. Not to me, not to you, not everybody for come together as one. So capital more your feet to travel we make. So make the team in the local limba let we make. Everybody come together let we make. Salona we all, una let we make. We all don't know say we all turn up the past. Let we make come for the picking the wound the most. Hey, I like it in Australia, you know Salomane. I like it in the USA, you know Salomane. I like it in Germany, you know Salomane. I like it in London, you know Salomane.
The program in the show they continue, and inside the program we still get the strategy reform circle member from the Roots Initiative, where Ahmed Said Nazala between inside this edition, and today there for telling more about the vision of this initiative and waiting the one for achieve. Now, we don't talk about the community-led initiative. Let not be mixed with anything we get for do with corruption.
Exactly.
Now, let's turn into the action of the shortfalls of other like-minded institutions like this. Even though civil society did it, but this one look at national face. But one thing we clear or synonymous to most civil society, then they talk about how they push for issue and talk about things the way they unbug the society. But the consistency of how they do them. It could do them today, wait, then do them for this other one. But in other issues, they're not going to do them. Even way sometimes they work within your space or the sector where you as a civil society really focus on. In this Root Initiative, how consistent it get for be for make sure say every issue has to get for do with human rights or think the way they are involved with development or way they impede on the social coexistence political space get a voice.
Yes, you're right. Most of the organizations that who don't come before they get the shortcoming day. In terms of they will be very active for one regime. When the regime come, you see them go quiet. They don't have, but that's not individual CSOs them or individual organizations they would come up for say the NGOs there and say they do the canteen and the canteen there. But this the difference with this one. This is not a collective. Everybody come together, and so there got to be consistency because we know they try to support any party or any regime. This not just a platform so all they come and raise the concerns them who feel say they are the real concerns that would they ought to be as a nation and ordinary citizens them. So they always get for big consistency because now one of the people now they drive them. We just coordinate and direct. But the concern get that's why we say now a citizen-led movement. So we are going to play a very active role. And they could say you be the change of what you want to see. So in terms of consistency, you get for the because you get for the across the country, the structures they get for the across the country, not just now. The ambassador get for the from all the regions and so now some people in the next coming weeks we will begin to talk about the structure and how we go for roll out all of them over the because so other people in the ask how what's next after the launching? What's going to for the next after the launching?
Yes.
So they all going to come together. Once we get out, they put out a clear plan of how we go for do them and let people not begin expect too much. Say change they come one thing, or definitely. So it will take time and now it will only fail if we the people want to fail.
So exactly. What not this initiative in transition plan? For example, you understand all other people that will be did we form the idea and understand what you want to achieve. But like since you didn't have the space now, you're active in the work and things like that. And if we can't join way young, then go reach where something your activeness and things like that. The day where you go, if I don't know anything or not understand how the push for make the impact, where it reach to me, I go just do how I feel for doing. Yeah. So take me through a transition.
Yeah. So that we understand that one day definitely. We're not going for it forever. We can't do it forever definitely with the past. But this is not a legacy we would try for left behind. And yes, sometimes you don't work for long. You don't spend 20, 25 years to do the same things. They wouldn't call it. You have to take another step forward and go do that thing. But you not train nobody for take over from you way left. So as he left, so there is a gap. So we are aware about that day, and we make sure say the ones they would work with around, the young people they would work with, because this is now a movement who don't attract young people. They don't attract musicians, they don't attract young people who feel say they for be part of them and they for drive with them. So we open up to them and try to learn them and teach them that they when they understand. So there will be no vacuum, there will be no gap. So even if before we left safe, they would not be the take over and they try to do the things that we do. So as we go, it will be seamless as they go out there, so they take over responsibility. So we get that in mind. We know they can take election, we get her when we own them and try to make everything secret. No, we have open up to scrutiny, open up to transparency and accountability. The one they will be part of the movement, get for ask questions and get for the monitoring and watch your progress. And as the CC one for debate, so you get to ask questions and say why, what thing happened so. This not also we plan this so. And we are saying that people we deal with and Salomon we know what Salomon can do. They're very I call myself they can very active for talk and question and ask. You know what I mean? As long as they see something that they go the right way, they get the tendency for raise their voice and ask questions. So we have all the money and we try to put the structures in place for ensure say what they do, they open and transparent, and we teach other people with the near way for them be prepared for takeover and continue with the but because they do so not getting the time bound say if they done after so period. No, while they continue because elections, democracy not just elections. Before elections, during the election, after the election, so many things they happen. So once you don't elect people, therefore govern you, and promise they can deliver certain services there, you get for follow them and just say you help them for deliver the services there. We start enabled, we say it's a gap there, you highlight the gap there, and talk about them and put pressure on them so that they can do it effectively.
Now, yes, we have launched this initiative, but how not start the operation for effect the idea?
Yeah, we don't already start. Now this is the awareness
Like
we don't. This is the awareness we don't start. So the awareness now for we don't launch we don't get a group of artists then will come together. Young artists them. There is a league, Boy, April, Aminish, Danny, about them 5 or 6. They don't do yes.
Do that song for.
We didn't do that song for that song. Be the change we have to be. Yes, because you see they summarize everything about the ideology of roots. That this at the time we you the citizen for take responsibility and say no, enough is enough. Let we try for come in now and let we make sure say we add a voice and we play your part for address the problems them. And so beyond that we try for ensure say. One for tell thank you for the one day. We'll take that because normally we see now the CC then they gravitate towards politics. Someone go support one party, you say we'll get some appointment or something. But the one day they say no, this is not a national cause. We want to identify with them and give with time and let them be with some of the pilot programs that we don't want to do. We'll talk about later. So that's the spirit. Now we get for be the change we want to see. And so we get for drive and just say this is happen because we want to let it happen. So now something will continue. You're not going to left to just we, but now if you fail, then we want to let fail, not the people. Because now make sure say a citizen-led movement. Everybody come on board. Now all they work together. Now all they raise the funds together. Now all they account for them, and now all they implement together. We just therefore direct and guide the process, and ensure say that what we do is correct and we get the maximum impact.
Before we can look at some of the projects, them in the first 6 months to 1 year. How the society or the country for expect una injection into the
okay, yes, okay. Now the question that will be there I try for answer in the first one, we just escape me. Okay. So we don't start with the awareness.
Yeah.
We want to get more people in. The first and foremost, now for ensure say we get more challenges for register and become part of the organization. Like I tell you for the day for the launch, we get about 5,000 who register on that day. There are 2 hours they will spend for do the launching na Miata conference online, open the platform, people scan the QR code and try to enter the details them. And even though they will not inside will be the do them online, will be the outside where they watch the program, will stream live, they say register. We don't get about 5,000. So but now you go to increase more. So we give low see what will happen inside this 1 month and see how it is well, because they try to expand them all over and popularize them. Let people come on board and register. So what we will try to do now, we get a review meeting in the next 2 days. We will go after the launching, without the feedback that we don't get, and try to prepare now what do we do next, what's not the next step now, how would they mobilize the people here we don't cancel, what's not the role they popular right now, what they don't engage in, so what's not the step forward. So these are the things that we get for do now and plan them. But I should say with the impact the first impact we will get now for move from now to the elections. will they come 2028 elections? What thing could be? What thing could change for we in terms of the way, in terms of the politics, in terms of the way the relationship between politicians then who are for aspire for being leaders and we the citizens who go vote for them. Waiting for change. We want to see difference. We want to see the politics for be evidence based. We don't want violence. We don't want anybody for fete, and we don't want anybody for. We don't want anybody for any politician for can bribe for me then vote for him, can give money, give rest or give that 15 for vote for him. And we don't want to see citizens and they vote because he's a tribesman or because this possible they can stand so you come SAPP. And me na SAPP person na the region that come out. They can't tell them while they change. So that we will first test in terms of how would they see people them who don't join the behavior, especially young people them, because now they're not the future. Now they want to see because now they will target now as going forward. Then get a mentality in the and definitely we'll see the impact. So that will be the first test in terms of the one day. But again, in terms of the research them and the advocacy, then they will go for layout and say, okay, these are the things that we'll go for who want to pursue in the next 6 months and see and research and get the evidence and see how we go for talk to government and the officials them for address their issues in the day.
Now, let's turn our attention to the project or initiative for so on for push up. We want to start.
Okay, the one we don't get about 3 initiatives that we don't come forward. We not from the one they come from the artists them. With them, they don't become they don't become ambassadors there for roots. So one of them say, in particular about health service delivery, and this outside come out. It's difficult for people for ambulance for emergency for the nearest clinic. It happen in Africa back, even in a city. But imagine how things happen inside the rural part there. See, sometimes Bello man they want for born or want for check the clinic. Now bike they take, and you know how bike no comfortable for possible will get pregnant. See, by the time they reach the place because of the road, by the time they reach the place, so I forget the health service. Something that happen. Either the woman will get some complications, or they lost the bikini, or either lost their life. So you want to forget what you call keke ambulance, mobile ambulance, small one, designed as ambulance. Who they do they kind of trip then they for the remote side them gets posted and cover them. You don't mean gets treatment for inside the keke before they reach the place there. And your idea that one day wake out it. When I pilot program, we go for support, we go for work together with them and the community, raise the funds and test them and see. I'm going to pilot programs there, but we go for we do it in a way that everything for them in place for ensure say it succeed. We don't want anything to put plan pa. They might tell you say 1 month, 2 months, they don't disappear. We don't enable for maintaining the ambulance and the ambulance and we get them plenty. They be the whole side. But now we watching at the hospital this don't break down in maintenance that they don't spoil, so then they function again. So we want to avoid all the one in there. So they can still work with the Ministry of Health for do this initiative here. Okay, the other one is the school maybe good school, primary secondary school. In school we get compound and it help a lot for build in strength, in mental strength, in physical strength, and able for interact with colleagues them. But now most schools do not get most schools do not get playing ground. They don't get playground. Say picking them after lunch, after break they come they get play football or play church. They have something where they make picking them. They feel like picking them. See, they don't get them. So you want to invest in a kind of thing and make sure say they identify schools then who not get playground and try to make sure they get them playground and they for encourage the picking them and build the mental health and the physical health and also promoting them. So that one they don't get first. And those are just samples. We go for encourage more people and more communities that come forward with the initiatives them and we can fine tune them, put them together and see how feasible it is for us to raise the funds for them and implement them. But not to say we can like say in a project too. So we don't want people like say they can write the proposal here, they can go to roots, give money, then you go misuse them, you go put up all that. No, we do it together.
How the approach? How
yes. We go for open up and welcome proposals from communities, initiatives from communities. Because now the bottom approach down the bottom up approach down the. So when you do your proposal, when I come as the community get for approval of them. So because you want get the community. The community made of people. When I get leaders in the community, when I go meet, when I get meeting, then when I put the idea together and when I put the proposal together, put a budget together, they wanna come. They can discuss them. We say only for guidance, for help, we help and then we all raise the funds together, we account for them and we implement the project together.
Okay, continue for still to inside the program. They go now to the two again and take this issue. You go inside the executive secretary now the Salon Chamber of Agribusiness Development, Ahmed Nano, don't allege say, now the harassment with Parliament, the judiciary and the executive, they harass business people for copper, make plenty investor them, no they can't do business na salon. He explained more about this to Cherno Jalo inside this interview.
And honestly, I can tell you for free, it is bad and it's wrong for our country, because there has been no country in the world where we don't grow without private sector investment. Private sector, now then they create the jobs, and now the tax base of the government, now the backbone of the government, now the blood of the government. Now from them government, they get money from being able to survive, support them programs them. So if we get people in the country where they dupe investors there, it's not good for the country. They send a bad message, because not say these investors are linked and then get a network, and waiting to happen is then they also ask themselves about experience about each country. The experience about investors in Sierra Leone is very, very wrong. For instance, we don't know recently, even Parliament themselves, they harass businessmen them. Recently, about over 3-4 of the company, agribusiness companies, them come meet me and they tell me, say, Parliament want to see them. So when they kind of delay, they go, the next thing is they send a bill for them, for make them go, an envelope of 100 or whatever million. You see, but it not always stop at Parliament. The executive the same. Maybe the president no go know, or the vice president no go know, or the get blind eye. But if you go to their offices, they're all from the president, vice president, most of the officers that work in those offices. I mean, kind of extort investors. You know, in a wrong way. The police is into this. You also look at the judiciary. We cannot be able to develop a country of this nature. The institutions, the way they're able to carry the country go before, they involve in kind of extorting investors. It is wrong.
Away from the key sets of business people, like we see Parliament try to extort them or take money from them. You also make mention of the office of the president and other government offices, and where you also believe they extort, they invest them out of the kind of the country. I want to take for now about this.
Well, basically, the complaints are come. We are a chamber. We are the voice of the private sector. We are the voice of the people. We have over 365 members in SLICAT, in the chamber where they register. So they come here, they put their complaints. You know, and sometimes we go for go investigate some of them to find out. And even with we self-serve, they go even for interact or meet with some of these public officials. They do the same. You know, it's same not a good thing. Yeah, they kind of money. Extortion. Somebody you can't go document around for lay processor and do something. They put front before you. If you know get and then the document you put aside, nothing no go on. For God's sake, how this country go before? And this not start in this regime from way back in the last government. You go see number of government officials, parliamentary officials, they go over the weekend. They tell us this. They will go there. They ask them for a huge amount of money. If they refuse, they kind of subject them to a kind of harassment. And then they're afraid because these are foreigners, not to their country this.
When you listen to the arguments of NIB, other people perhaps will get the same thought. Like NIB, they will tell you, see, a lot of the investors they actually get themselves involved, not the one who already established, but the one who they try to establish, get themselves involved into their actors, society, they dupe them, because they don't work with the right channel.
Well, it's not about the right channel. You don't go the right channel or not. Now, the mindset of Sierra Leoneans. Look, investors are suffering a lot. Even the local business people are suffering a lot of things.
It sounds so worrisome. From what they say, they should say, like this they happen on a daily basis. Now, the country, what on the data, how often people out of the country and complain?
It is often. I'm telling you, go to the poultry sector, ask most of the poultry players when they invest in the poultry. They thief their eggs, even the fallings and everything. So this is wrong. And sometimes when they take them complaints to the police take little or no action.
If they say this, are you saying there should be no check on them people here so they can do the operation at the country?
There should be check, but there are institutions waiting there for that. Why would get the executive?
You don't accuse all institutions, they accuse
but basically
the executive arm of government and the legislative arm of government and even the judiciary, so that will check them now.
But it means basically they'll get one person. In fact, the parliament there has an oversight for oversee the executive. You understand? Why then go left the executive can't down below? Go through the executive. I feel no we work in an orderly manner. You understand the kind of coordination?
Not trust them.
Yeah, fine, I not trust them. But basically if they do them, we able for see what we can do. We can work with Parliament. If Parliament not into that system, we can work with Parliament and make sure we put that checks and balances. But if Parliament self the do, executive the do, police or and how you call it, the judicial, where are we? Where are we going? The executive need for sit up, especially the president. He need for sit up. Let's stop them in a day.
Well, that na the executive secretary na Salon Chamber for Agribusiness Development, Ahmed Nano, inside the interview with Cherno Jalo, who said they talk about the easy way make investors and the afraid for come invest in Salon, as he say, and because Parliament, the judiciary and the executive member them, they harass business people anytime they want for can do investments in the country. We still get Ahmed Said Nazgala na the studio as one of the member them for the strategy reform circle under the Run Out of Time Salon initiative. We don't explain about how they get for begin the work in the country for change mindset and also ensure say the political landscape deliver until the way they unbog the people. The program na midday show, but we don't look at all of the issues them. The aspect of holding the government accountable. Now one way many people go on for understand how they get for the play their role for make sure say they feel like then they hold the government accountable, because saying we want for all government accountable is just mere words. And sometimes if you can go into Vox Pops, do the interviews and they while the government do this, while the government do this, now waiting government want for do again in the next move and they can do. How this term with Una can make a very strategic that when Una hit or when Una advocate, it feel like say the people get a voice and it change something.
Yes, thank you very much for that. Well, you know, say in democracy, every citizen gets right for expressing opinion. So then you're not going for change. Citizen get right for expressing opinion individually. The platform, the media, the social media, but we only advise that when you do it responsibly and do it with facts and do it with the fact that you are talking to government. And we own. Like, you have to be strategic, like I tell you, not the national approach, not the advocacy, evidence-based advocacy. That's what we go for government to account, because you know they also can tell and say this thing I would not say wrong. You know, they will not get recommendation for offer, or why we say this is wrong, this is not correct, this is not they do, because we go for back them up with evidence and facts and say na so for the light. Now this we don't find out. This is what we said. This we don't find out. So this is not the problem. Good thing that we can solve. They get recommendations. So that's the advocacy we go for do, and then the whole government to account. We will see that the right will for do. But whilst they go on, every citizen gets the right for whole government to account, because then both you get right for all the MP to account, you get right for all the possible you councillor, you traditional heads stay within our community for all to account, and every now and then by using your voice responsibly, and you get the platforms, you get media, then you get other platforms that we go for talk, and then they get for continue. We don't stop anybody for do that. Yes, but we always have to do the research and do the advocacy with the research and make sure say we put pressure. We need the members of Roots. We don't become members. We don't see the people. Now for add their voice, but we don't put that research. We don't help for raise awareness and talk to our community, and talk to our people in our community. They say for talk to them. Like MP in our community, approach and go meet. This they don't find out what do they do for as representative there for change this kind here. We don't have so. Those are the things we go for.
We'll not get better time again, but quickly go remind the listeners them on how they can be part of this initiative, and then the message.
Yes, we go share the link, far and wide from now, and make sure everybody go see them and on social media. You just go online and click and just answer 1, 2, 3 questions them, and you don't join instantly. Yes, so the message will send: be part of this. Many people defend SAI for join and become part of the process, and for add their voice and for give contribution. So people get ideas, they get initiatives them for solve the problems of this nation. And I would encourage you for come on board and be the change we want for be. But do what say you this so any say you find yourself, any small community find yourself, be that change day. Can they start? If you represent something, if you say a nation for day, do them in the right way, and if you wouldn't watch you. so that you get the ripple effect. So that kind of thing that is about. So this one come for we all, and una take ownership of them, and una add on a voice, and una come on board and register and pass the word to your family, to your friends, to your classmates, or you neighbors them, and I just say everybody come on board and be part of this initiative.
Okay, plenty thank you for joining today inside this edition. In Nemna Ahmed Said Nazala, in the one of the member them from the Strategy Reform Circle under the Run Out of Time Salon initiative. We then get a lot of initiative on how they want to make sure say national action come up from a very strategic point for impact politics and also enhance development from different sectors. This has been the focus of the discussion. Plenty thank you to you for joining me today inside this edition. But again, plenty thank you to the listeners and viewers. We don't be part of this edition and be part of the program through the radio sets them. And my producer, Natheodore Arena, and the person we make on get to live from a different radio sets them, DJ Lulu, whilst Mary Kamara Bangua make on a civil live and Radio Democracy Facebook and YouTube page. And I'm Jaffa Mans Davis for this edition. Until the next one.